But
No sand today.
I'm happy you're
Yeah,
here.
because it's North Carolina. And, oh, well, posting.
Yeah.
So they'll have
Hello?
a Friday game and
Yes.
hold on. I found that I had the interviews, I'll say, over the two shows, one is left over from the last one. Yeah. Courage and Raymond.
yeah. So will they?
Oh, I lost your time. I lost your
Will
time.
they do the same day or not keep the Sunday? So it'll be Friday, Sunday.
Vegas beat New York.
That I would hope that we have planned for, but
No, because the league originally said that all games would be the 22nd.
yeah. I think we'll probably get a press release at 11:30 telling us what's going to
Yeah.
happen. It's going to be the classic.
I
We don't know anything from now on.
Yeah.
Levitar was like, he just doesn't even care about us. It was just like, it's my way of the high. When Frank was little, it was like,
So I was saying
oh,
earlier,
God, Rangers and shit.
if the Spirit didn't have
You
a
can't
game,
say
I
that they
would
don't matter.
go off.
You say it don't matter.
But like,
You know what
And it
I'm
goes
saying?
to six.
Slowly getting away from what Wilbon has to say. It wasn't like, once Ovechkin won the Stanley Cup, he was just
It's
like,
like 4
he's still not one of the greatest players of all time.
Do it again. This is what he said. It was really.
You good?
Yeah, we're good.
You can't be doing this to God's thing.
I'm
Not
in the mix, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, one of the best hockey players
Also,
I've
continue to show them that
probably never go to win the Stanley Cup again
there being any stories of
with that
that.
organization.
Good sign?
Idiot. And then you like, do it again. I'm like, for what?
Why? Because Chicago,
They did it like three, no, 3 and 5, I think.
You good? All right, we got Coach Mike Bristol coming in.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jason, kick us off.
Mike, thanks for speaking with us.
Yep.
Obviously, a game that really pivots on the red card. It changes kind of your whole plan. How do you feel the first stages went, and then how do you think the team dealt with the red card and the aftermath of that?
Yeah, I was really proud of the entire group. Staff, everybody adjusting on the fly. I thought that we created some good chances in the half, and they cleared a ball off the line and could have been tied at half. So I was really proud of our group of adjusting on the fly and still competing at a high level. So I thought the players and the staff, everybody did an excellent job with it.
Kind of in that like 5-minute span, you get the red card as well as the North Carolina goal. Was there much communication on either of those? Because both went to VAR and then stood. Did you get any communication on what the referees saw in either instance?
No.
Michael?
Hi, Coach. What was the message at halftime to the team?
That we were continuing to generate good chances, that we were in the game, that I felt that we maybe after the red card had some of the better chances, and to continue to compete. And as the half wore on, we were going to have to take more chances and be a little bit higher in our defending and go ahead and take risk. And that as the game wore on, to be prepared to take even more risk.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Coach. Especially in a game which was so pivotal in determining the season's future, it was devastating losing Rodman, who plays such a significant role in your attack, only to concede a controversial goal shortly thereafter. How would you say the fans' engagement following this upsetting sequence affected the team's response?
I thought the fans were outstanding tonight. The crowd being at home, it would have been hard to have the performance that we did if we had been on the road. I thought the energy that they brought to us was outstanding.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. Just a couple questions about the timeline of when you knew you were going to be coaching today. When we talked with Mark on Friday, didn't seem like there was anything up with his status. Was that just him? Was that just us not knowing, or like when did you know that you would be coaching this game?
I knew pretty quickly after our last game with Reign just because of the accumulation of yellow cards.
And I saw Mark, I think, on the field after the game, along with Michelle, and I think Trinity, too, was out on the field. Can you just tell us a little bit about, like, some of those conversations as you guys were huddled up, obviously after a really devastating loss?
Yeah, a lot of it was about holding their heads high and being proud of what they have accomplished this season, and through the course of it, that we're starting the foundation, and they'd continued to grow this year, and that we were really proud of everything, and that they should celebrate it.
Thanks.
Coach, you said I'm sorry. You said Audi Field was bummed tonight. Them responding obviously to the red card and stuff like that. How tough was it for you guys, unfortunately, not being able to deliver that win with what was an incredible crowd?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that we couldn't. I thought that everything that the players put into it, that the players put everything they could to try to get the goal back. We had multiple chances to try to do it, put some balls into the box that were bouncing around, and I thought the players put everything that they had into it, especially playing down a player.
Did you get a second look at what was eventually overturned into a red card and your thoughts on that play?
No, I haven't seen any of the video yet.
And everything that went kind of didn't go your guys' way with the red card and being down so early. Was there communication at all during the match about what was happening in the NWSL around the league, that you guys knew you most likely needed 2 goals to come back and make it?
Yeah, so we knew I wasn't asking for scores. I just wanted to know whether we needed to win the game, that sort of information, so that we knew how aggressive we needed to be to try to get the goal back or try to win the game. So as we continued on, we continued to push numbers forward, knowing that we needed to win. Coach
and Trinity, and obviously them back on the field, you could see the emotion from Trinity leaving in that match. What were her thoughts to the team afterwards? I know it had to be devastating, and I know she's probably thinking this a lot's on her.
She had great messages to the team, that she loved all of them, that everybody, including the players that weren't on the field, that how hard everybody's worked the entire season, that she loves all of her teammates. And for Tren, she sets the standard coming into the games, and the way that she works, and she is the most fouled player on our team. And so I think that she's done a great job the entire season for us.
Thanks, Coach.
Tara Macchione is obviously a key player on this team and the defensive line. This is the first game all season that she wasn't a part of, obviously because of yellow card accumulation. How much of an adjustment is that, especially in a back line that, you have Sam Stott? It's a very consistent back line. How much did that play a part tonight as well?
I think all the players did a great job in the back line. They've all played back there. There's a good unit. They're always training against each other in training. I couldn't be more happy with how all of them played in the back line tonight. I thought they were excellent.
And I appreciate that this maybe isn't a question for you, but the situations are what they are. You're sitting in front of us. This is the second year in a row since winning the championship. This team hasn't made the postseason. There's obviously a lot of off-field investment, and the players are bought in. But what is the sense of pressure around this team across the entire staff, players, to kind of reach that level and be a consistent feature in the postseason?
I think that for us, we're continuing just to raise the standards each time. Like I said earlier, in terms of putting a foundation in and continuing to build on those layers. And I thought that continued of the standards that we want to set, that is going to continue to get better each year. And the messages from Michelle were the same thing. Hey, this was a great start, and we're going to continue to improve. So I don't think there's any sort of pressure that's being put onto us as a staff or the players. I think all the management does a great job with just giving us the resources to allow us to work the way that we want.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering, seeing as it is the conclusion of the season, if there is anything that you would like to share with us, because you haven't gotten to speak with us before, about the game, about the team, about the season as a whole, any insight or anything you just would like to share with us as the press?
I'm just really proud of the entire group fighting through the adversity tonight. But as we said, putting the foundations in and raising the standards of what's going on at training each week and continuing to grow as a group, that we're all really proud of the entire group.
Thank you.
Anybody else? We got time for one more.
can do one more. Just a quick update on Battelle. We saw she went down. It almost looked from our angle like a non-contact, but she continued playing on, obviously. Is there an update on how she came out of the game?
Talking to her after the game, I think it was just a knock. I don't think there was anything serious that went on.
Gotcha. And it may be too early to talk about this because I know you're expecting to have playoff games and everything after this, but with this being the end of the season, I guess give us, if you can, give us a sneak preview on what the offseason looks like now since it starts a little bit earlier than you would like. What kind of is the process now for the Spirit moving forward?
I think for us, we'll get together as a staff with all of our medical team and everybody and then start to lay out what it's going to look like. I know that we have things set up for meetings and different schedules for the upcoming week, but there'll be a lot of bigger meetings looking at the big picture.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Aubrey and Hatch.
It lives.
I tried to chase it away for like 20 minutes.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen, take two.
Okay, so the pool report a question submitted by our media members. The question was, on the Courage goal in the 25th minute, there was a VAR check for offside. Was there conclusive evidence that the call should stand, or did the review find that there was a lack of clear and obvious evidence to overturn the decision? The referee's answer was that the VAR deemed it was not a clear and obvious error.
Yes. Yes. Since we're not allowed to put the photo of this out, I have to type it. I don't know what he felt when he walked in.
Hi, folks. Just letting you know we are about 5 minutes out from Aubrey Kingsbury joining us. So stay put, stay in your seats, and we'll hear from Aubrey shortly.
Thanks.
Thanks for sticking around.
Kingsbury. Jason, do the honors.
Thanks to you both for speaking with us after this. I'm sure, a difficult game on a lot of levels, the result, and also having to spend so much time down a player. How do you think how much did the game change for you in the aftermath of the red card, having to kind of, change formation, I'm assuming there's a tactical change in there as well. How do you think you dealt with that aspect of things?
Yeah, obviously you don't want to go down a player that early. So yeah, having Trinity, one of our, dynamic players, everyone is valuable, of course, on the team, but yeah, we switched into a 4-4-1 and knew that we would have to sit, be a little bit more organized and patient, waiting for our opportunities to counter. And I was really proud of the team. We had those opportunities. I think we even had some of the better opportunities. They cleared the ball off the line in the first half, and really, besides their goal, which was debatably offside, we really kept them away from creating anything dangerous. So I was really proud of the way we fought. We had the crowd behind us, and can't ask for much more. We definitely had a hill to climb there, going down a player so early. But yeah, really, really proud of it. We gave our all and came close to getting one.
Aubrey, as a captain, did you get, obviously in that 5-minute span, you had 2 major decisions. Was anything communicated to you from the referees as far as either the red card or, because they both went to VAR, but did anything get communicated to you beyond that?
I had asked the ref what the red card was for, because I really wasn't sure, and he said that Trinity cleated, I think it was Denise O'Sullivan, in her Achilles maybe, and that he said it was, dangerous. I said, okay. I haven't seen the video yet, so we'll see. It's unfortunate, but it wasn't this game, we've played 22 games this season, and we've conceded late or dropped points here and there, so as much as it sucks, and that definitely made it harder to get a result tonight, we had plenty of opportunities this season, and that's not the narrative. We know, again, we had the chances even with the red card to get a result today, and we had plenty of opportunities this whole season. So looking forward next year, hopefully there's a bit of leeway, I guess you could say, and we'll be a little bit higher up the table and clinch a playoff spot before decision day.
You talk about that leeway, but it's kind of hard to do in this league. I mean, there were 8 teams vying for 4 spots. Going into the game, how much does that weigh in your mind? And then for both of you during the game, are you getting any communication about what you need and where you need to be in respect to the rest of things going on?
To answer your last question, because I can't remember your first question, sorry. Yes, I know. I feel like our technical staff does a really good job of preparing us for all scenarios. This wasn't something that we were expecting, but the second it happened, I think we all still believed that we had what it took to get the result. But in games like this, you kind of just have to play with what you see, right? Every player has to be sitting in half spaces, or marking 2 players basically, because we are a player down, and I thought that our midfield, our defense did such a good job of staying organized, staying disciplined, and then when we did have a chance to go forward or to press someone and try and win it, we did a really good job. It was unfortunate that we weren't able to get the result we wanted, but I feel like every single player upped their level a bit once Trin was off, so yes, we have communication from the sideline. They're doing their best to help us, but at the end of the day, the communication needs to come from all of us on the field, and I'm really proud of us, and I thought that we communicated really well.
Yeah, you could see in there, bringing on Amber Brooks, we switched to kind of a double 9 there, and we're obviously a lot more direct. Switched to a 3-back a little bit earlier than that. So as we're making these changes, as a player, we clearly need to score here. Yeah. So, we gave it our all, but just came up short.
And then a quick one for you. backline consistency is pretty important, and Tara has been one of the more consistent players. How difficult is it like that, having a change? She subbed off, I think, twice this year and played 21 games. How big of a change is that to have to adapt in the last game of the season?
Of course, we miss Tara. Yeah, she's had a great year as a right center back. Who saw that one coming? But I thought Anna did well. She's also a center back, and then Dorian has played right back for us a lot of the season. So definitely was a loss, but at the same time, we've got a lot of great players on this team who are ready for any sort of opportunity. So I don't think, no disrespect to Tara, but it wasn't like we were discouraged by any means, thinking like, oh, we're missing her. It was just like, okay, all the more reason we're going to get this win. We'll get her back next game. Free Tara. So yeah, I feel for her. She watched her season end on TV. It's not what any of us planned for.
I think we all saw Trinity's emotions leaving the field. You talked about Tara watching the season end on TV, for Trinity to walk off like that. I guess just first off, like when you encountered her in the locker room, either at halftime or afterwards, how was she doing to you guys?
I mean, obviously she was disappointed. It's a really tough way to end your season, but we have a really good group, and we all rallied around her. She rallied around us. She was in the locker room at halftime, just encouraging us. I think, she was probably disappointed, but I know that she still believed in all of us, that we could still get the result. But yeah, like I said, we have a good group, and I feel like we did a good job of rallying around her.
Yeah, the tone at halftime was all very positive. Again, I thought we had the better chances, and we felt confident that we could get a goal. Yeah, everyone was supportive of Trin, and just, yeah, it was tough way to go out. But yeah, no blame. We all just kind of rallied around and were like, let's win this one and, get to the playoffs regardless.
We saw afterwards, too, obviously really crazy circumstances with Mark not being available for the game. Saw him on the field afterwards, really animated. We saw Michelle on the field. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, some of what the message was to you guys, like, right in the immediate aftermath of that game?
We've got a lot of great people within this organization who are committed to the long haul. We've seen Michelle with her level of investment. It's raised not only the standards for this club, but the entire league. Now the valuations are through the roof across the league. So that's been incredible. She's committed, like I said. We brought in Dawn Scott, all these off-season hires. We've got an army of staff. They're all out there. Mark Parsons, Krikorian, they all spoke and had similar messages of, we're building something here that is going to have deep roots, something that's built to last, and anything that is worth something, it takes a while to build a strong foundation. So, of course, we're all really disappointed and heartbroken to miss out now 2 years. 2 years for us to miss the playoffs with an incredibly talented team. That hurts deep, but yeah, we're looking forward to the future, and we have the tools for success. We are supported. We're so well supported, probably the most in the league. So that just gives us so much hope for the future that we will be back and we'll be better than this year.
For either one of you, you kind of mentioned tools that you guys already have at your disposal, but where do you feel you guys could have made up for not getting into this position early on in the season? And heading into next year, what would you like to see in terms of either investment or improvements so you guys can make that next step and be back in the playoffs?
I don't know. That's a really difficult question. Like Obs was saying, we do have a lot of support within our coaching staff, technical staff, medical staff, on the office front. I do feel like we have a lot of talented players. I think, to what Ob said earlier, there's some games, earlier on in the season where we could have closed out a little bit better, that were wins that turned into ties. this league is so competitive and the gaps between each team are so small that every point matters. So I just think it's on the player side just to be a little bit more disciplined, keep improving relationships on the field. But I don't think it's for a lack of effort from every player on the field to every player on the bench. I know there's players on the bench that show up every single day, give it their all, and sometimes don't ever see the field, and it's those players that make this team. And so, yeah, I just think it's everyone all around digging a little bit deeper and just trying to get better for next year, but I don't think it's like a lack of support by any means. This is the first year that we've had like all of these tools, so I think it's just we're going to keep growing, just keep getting better and fine-tuning all of the support that we do have.
Yeah. I'll just say the margins for error are so slim. We win this game, we're in third place and have a home game next weekend, and that's just a wildly different outcome. Now, we finished 7th.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild, to just have that variability from one result. So it's not like we've got to rewrite the script. Last year we did, but this offseason I think we'll maybe look to add some more depth, just keep developing. Like I've said, we've got a great staff that are just really technically focused, and I think we're really committed to developing the players that we have, and we'll all come back a little bit hungrier, a little bit better, and looking forward to next year.
At today's game, you set the 2023 season attendance record at around 15,500 people. Congratulations. Why do you feel it's so important for the Spirit, a professional women's sports team, to continue to establish this connection within its community?
I think it's huge. I think that we have a product that deserves to be watched, and I feel like people have fun when they actually come and support us, and we love it when that stadium is packed. Definitely felt the crowd's energy, and really grateful for everyone that showed up, and we hope that that can continue to happen and be more of a regular thing, because I feel like we deserve it, and our front office did a really good job of packing the stadium. So yeah, we're just really grateful that we had such good attendance today.
Reflecting on the whole season, what are you most proud of?
That's a good question.
Haven't had too much time to reflect.
I mean, I feel like this season was difficult, but I don't think there was a moment that any of us gave up. So I think as an individual and as a collective group, I'm really proud of that. I feel like we all show up every day and give it our best and hope that, today goes better than it did. But yeah, I would just say not giving up, the resilience that we had.
Yeah, I would just say I'm just proud to be a part of this organization. We're surrounded by workhorses in the front office and our staff. They've really raised the bar of what it means to be a professional and shown us those standards. In the past, I can't say that we've always been proud to be part of the Washington Spirit, but the work that we're doing in the community, just the energy from the fans, like we're building a buzz about this club, and I know that we've just started to kind of take off, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for us.
Okay, we have time for a couple more, so Jason and then Peyton.
How are you doing, Peyton? Do you want to go first?
Go ahead, Peyton.
Whichever works. I have 2 questions. Aubrey, you mentioned formation changes as a goalkeeper, especially rearranging your back line. That's going to make a significant difference. Watching you tonight was exciting because you were moving so much. We don't usually get to see that from you. You usually have a very structured, very calm presence, and not that you weren't calm, but it reminded me a lot more of watching college cup games, which is just fun, especially with that
pure chaos.
So I was wondering if that was more of a response to playing in a 3-back, that you see that as more of a responsibility for yourself, or if that was something that was being brought down to you, that you needed to be more in that space to give Hatch more opportunity to get up. or if that was just kind of like the urgency of the game.
Yeah, all those things. It was very much just to be higher, so yeah, we could win it back earlier. We were definitely stretched being 3, and we were trying to push higher as well, so I was kind of playing more of a sweeper-keeper role, and also to be in their ear to try to cheer them on. And yeah, they weren't really going to goal. Clearly, I was playing a little high and risky. Could have been chipped easily, but you know, the season was on the line. I knew that we needed to score, and at that point, you know, you're not really worrying about conceding again. They're just trying to go to the corners. So I was trying to, cheat a little bit to the side and, just try to help out, push everyone else up. So yeah, it was probably the most active I've been. Not for good reason, but just trying to get numbers higher to push for that goal. What's that? Yeah, I know.
Right on the GPS.
On the GPS.
Cool that.
Right.
And then just for both of you, as you mentioned, you've had a lot of people within the team have position changes and coming together, new coach this year. I know it's really early to reflect back on everything, but you also had a lot of rookies and a lot of people who were new to the league. So I was wondering if there was anyone that you wanted to mention or who you think that we should be looking out for come next year with what's happening. Obviously, Savannah's going to be going through her rehab and coming back. But anyone who you guys would like to speak to who you think we should be aware of and have on our radar?
Good question.
All of them?
Yeah. That's what Andy said last
year. You can't pick a favorite. Come on now.
I feel like all of our rookies that came in this year were very professional, and from day one, they were ready to contribute to whatever role they were asked of. And throughout the whole year, they were asked a lot of different things. I mean, obviously, like, we're excited for when Savannah's fully healthy. Lena had a great year. I know it was difficult because she was asked to do so many different things, from not starting, being on the bench, to a World Cup break, being a starter, to playing different roles on the field, to then not getting minutes at the end. Like, it's such an emotional roller coaster. But through it all, she was very consistent in her effort and also just encouraging everyone around her. But yeah, like Aubrey said, it's hard to name all of them because they all did such a great job with the role and the opportunities that they were given. So yeah, I would say watch out for all of them.
And shout out to Anna Helferty too. We'll have her back.
Her as well.
Yeah. Well, she tore her ACL early in preseason, so.
She's working hard.
Yeah,
I was going to say I missed the preseason thing. I didn't get a final update on her, but I don't think you guys can give us a health update on a player. So we'll
just making good progress.
Great to know. Thank you.
All right, Jason, send us home. Last couple of questions of 2023 regular season.
For
say it that way. Jeez.
I'll try and bring us up a little. Obviously, we've spent a lot of time this whole year talking about the off-field organizational improvements, all that stuff, for good reason. On the field, I know it's still early, the game just ended, but on the field, are there areas that you feel like the team has made that same kind of marked progress that are, that resonate with you? I know it's probably a tough question to ask now, maybe in a month, but we're here now.
I'll speak to the defense. In years past, I've had some difficult days where I've had to make a lot of saves. But if you look back at the chances conceded, the goals conceded this year, they're not that many. Too many penalty kicks. So hopefully we'll get that down. But in general, I think the defense is much improved. Keeping players wide and giving them shots that are just low probability shots, essentially. Just forcing everything out. We're much more organized on crossing. A lot of the goals, you watch it back and it's like there's really not much like we can learn from that. It's just kind of like unlucky or like, it deflects off someone and falls to Esther for a, tap in. I'm like, really? I'm really proud of the defense. Again, Tara was great. Sam continues to impress. She's, been Iron Woman for like 5 years now. Gabby, great addition. Dorian slid in it right back. Like Anna now, like, yeah, of course, I'm very defensive orientated, but it's been easy, honestly, to be the goalkeeper for the Washington Spirit this year, and I can't always say that. So, yeah, credit to them. I thought we've defended well. We've been a lot more organized than years past, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would just echo what Ob said. I think building out of the back has been great as well. I feel like our defense has been so organized that we're able to create more quality chances and more controlled and organized movement and stuff like that. I feel like we've been a lot more structured on defensive and offensive set pieces. Sammy stepping into our free kick queen this year. Lots of people filling different roles, but knowing what their roles and responsibilities are. I feel like we couldn't say that in the past. So I think just overall, like, organization and understanding of what needs to be done when you do step on the field has improved a lot this year.
Yeah. And our press has been super effective, which is a shame. Again, we didn't really get to do that today. But the technical staff, we definitely have a very clear game plan. I think a way that we can build next year is all just becoming a little smarter and kind of making those decisions on the ball based on what the opponents give us. Because, yeah, things change, and just having a better understanding of what types of balls to play, when to build, when to go long. Because at times we've rushed it or we're not switching the field. And so we definitely did get better at that towards the end of the season, so it's a shame the season's over, but I think we really improved as well in the types of crosses, playing in the movements of and timing of our runs, and just trying to play into each other's strengths more.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for
Thank
tonight's post-game availability.
Thank you guys for following us this year.
Aubrey, I was going to say, like, I'm thinking of years past,